RDTDaily.com presents a Tarabuster with comedian Tara Devlin.
All right, what's up, everybody? Just doing a show. Why the hell not, right? I said I would on a Thursday night. Sorry about whatever. I can't. Why am I starting the show apologizing? I can't help it. I'm a woman. I've been somebody actually dropped a cup of something, coffee or whatever, and I'm just having a flashback from working in a company, and somebody dropped a coffee in the kitchen, and I was across the room, and I said, "I'm sorry." It just comes out. Okay. Yeah, this is Unapologetic Liberal Talk. Thank you for hanging out. This is Tara Devlin. We meet here. We have a regular Friday evening get-together. And then I try to do a show during the week. I just want to check. Oh, okay, the audio's going, everything's going. And it sucks to not stick to the Wednesday and Friday set times, because it actually, it just sucks for the audience. And I really do appreciate the audience and the people who support this show, because you put up with a lot. The changing schedule, the random Thursday night notifications, and hopefully it's worth it. So it's worth it for me to be here, and I appreciate you guys. And thank you. I just want to say thank you, patrons. Patreon.com/Tara Devlin. If you can, this is the real liberal media. I hate to tell you. We don't have big billionaire benefactors. We only have each other. And JD, welcome JD in the chat. Lucky enough to live in England. Nice to see you, JD. And also a supporter of the show. And yeah, this is what happens. I haven't been able to do a weekday show, and I could see it just sucks not having to. That's why I'm doing it tonight. I said, no matter what, I'm going to do a show, even though I'm tired. You know what happened yesterday? I got my flu and COVID shot at the same time, and I just wasn't feeling well. Whatever. It is what it is. I'm not going to blame the shot, but it didn't help. And then you guys know, because I'm a freelancer, I basically overbook myself all the time, because I have a fear that if I say no to something that comes, a job that makes money, that keeps the lights on in Tarabuster Studios, that no one will ever call me again. So, but that's why I ask, if you can, please become a patron at patreon.com/Tara Devlin, because one day, hopefully, we can have a daily show at a set time. And I don't know, maybe in my next life, I know on my headstone it'll say, please become a patron, but and other things too. All right, let's not go there. It's I don't know. I'm in a mood. You could tell. And I just want, and also thank you, Charlie from APS Radio News, always being there as one of the rocks of this show. Your support and kindness, your encouragement, all of that keeps me going. I hope everybody. I hope I just hope that, I don't know. I hope the show, I just want the show to reach more people. Let's put it that way. Because, it's just sick. I was listening to Tom Hartman yesterday, and he wrote an article about how liberals need to do what the conservatives did back in the 90s, when Bill Clinton signed the Telecommunications Act of 96. They immediately started to gobble up all of the radio stations across the United States, and and it didn't matter if these shows or stations were doing well with liberal or progressive or normal people shows and broadcasting. They would remove them from the air, and this is replicated all over the country. In fact, you could drive through the United States and turn the dial during this time, and Rush Limbaugh would be on several different channels at the same time. That's because they understand. Republicans get it. They understand that they don't. What are they going to brag about? What are they going to boast about? I know that Traitor Trump is a liar, and we all know that. He'll say anything, right? He is just a grifter, and we'll get to that in a minute. He's got a new grift. It never stops, because that's what the presidency is to the con man. He's a filthy, disgusting grifter who is he's more, grifter is kind. He's a parasite, basically. He's basically, at his core, he's a parasite. He's never worked a day in his life. Going off on Harris for working at McDonald's. He's got this bug up his ass about Harris never working at McDonald's, because Traitor Trump never worked a day in his life. Not once did he have to put together a resume or pound the pavement or make calls looking for, or, networking, whatever the fuck he had. He never had to do that, because he was handed a trust fund from his racist ass daddy, which he bankrupted 6 times. And he's very triggered when you bring that up. He lies about it. His whole origin story is a lie. And at this time this very, very tedious and irritating timeline that we're all a part of, it seems like we're under the thumb of all of these grifters, like Elon Musk, who is a grifter. He is not a billionaire, and I have a video tonight that we're gonna play and talk about. It was released last week, so hopefully, I don't know if you saw it, but we'll get to that in a minute too. It's worth the wait, but. Traitor Trump, one of the things I was thinking about today, too, was the bipartisan bullshit, whatever, they passed a bill, or whatever, to give this fucking con man more security. So, no one of his, I can't say that word, stochastic terrorists that he, the domestic terrorists that he helps activate with his stochastic terrorist rhetoric, that's more like it, that his ass, this fucking con man's ass, is protected. And I thought how sick that is, really, in general. I know he was the so-called president despite receiving fewer votes, but that's the problem in the first place. He should never have been the so-called president. He's not fit. And, shame on the assholes who vote for him and want to vote for him again. I actually saw something yesterday. They were doing more undecided voter videos, talking to these fucking idiots. That's all that that's the only response these people should elicit from others. Not, what are you thinking? What could Harris do to win your vote? Well, I don't know. One changed her opinion on fracking or something. And the other is a con man with a fake university, convicted felon, classified documents in his shitter, who wants to be a dictator on day one, who says cancel the Constitution, who sends a mob of violent thugs to defecate and urinate and trash in the halls of the Capitol, try to overthrow democracy, who's out there lying and grifting and is a convicted rapist and a con man who is nothing but a disgusting disgrace, Putin puppet, who would hand this country and who throw his own mother over a cliff for a fucking $1. So I don't know. I'm undecided. One will be somebody that we could be proud of as a country, moving forward, who has actual plans. That's the other thing. I'm so sick of the corporate media is bullshit. That's why, thank you, Jim, for your super chat. Again, always, Jim, setting the standard in the Tarabuster, in the chat, in the YouTube chat. And everybody else, thank you. And thank you for being a moderator, too, Jim. So, okay. But, give me a fucking break. I'm so sick of the double standard of Harris has to what? She's got to. I need a plan. What's her plan? Like, lady, you're gonna read through her policy booklet. You understand how's she gonna do it? She wants to give tax breaks to new home buyers, and she wants to give new business owners or entrepreneurs $25,000 to start it. Where's she gonna do it? Where's she gonna get the money? Like, fuck off. When they start going up Trump's ass about, every bullshit that comes out of his mouth. I mean, all he talks about, everything that comes out of his mouth is a fucking lie. He's going out there like, Oprah, handing out the tax cuts. You get a tax cut. You get a tax cut. Oh, senior citizens, no one will pay taxes on their Social Security. Well, the only reason we do that now is because of Reagan. Everything that sucks in this country can be traced back to conservatism. In fact, really, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Anybody? Okay, I hear the crickets. So, I'm talking here, but I'm not just like talking out of my ass. That's the truth. It's like Traitor Trump actually went to Long Island. I sounded very Staten Island when I said that. I heard it in my head. I mean, I heard it with my own ears. He went to Long Island, and he promised these assholes that are dumb enough to go to his Nuremberg rallies that he would roll back a tax. He was going to end the tax on. I'm trying to find the clip here. There's a tax. What is it? Did I write it down? Oh yes, here it is. The salt tax. This tax that homeowners in. Oh shit! Now they're. Hey, Buddha! This happens every night. They're not fighting. They're playing. But, cats, they play at murder. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Let's see if they listen. I should have put them in the bedroom. This happens every night. It's like they chase each other around the house. And Ray is... Okay? He's very hissy. He's a hissy. He gets hissy. All right? No one's being murdered or anything, because I don't know if you've ever seen cats actually fight. I've had that happen when I had Boo Boo here, when I rescued Boo Boo, who was the cat who was starving, and he lived here for a few months until he was back on his feet, and we got him a very good home. But he and Ray actually used to have, they had a real fight. It was the first time really that I saw cats actually fight, and it was very scary. And you'll know the difference, trust me, if you ever see cats fight. And I don't know, I kept them apart after that. But yeah, this is playing, but I wish they would stop. All right, what am I saying? Yeah, like herding cats. Exactly, Sage, Ohio. All right, so here's Traitor Trump in Long Island talking to a bunch of assholes who should be ashamed of themselves. But if they had shame, if they possess the ability to feel shame, they wouldn't be Trump supporters to begin with. So, there's that. All right. What the hell? I hit the wrong. What is it? Oh, that's. You know what? I didn't do that. My iPhone took over my eCam. Has that ever happened to you? Don't you hate when that happens, when your iPhone takes over your eCam?
I will cut taxes for families, small businesses, and workers, including restoring the SALT deduction, saving thousands of dollars for residents of New York,
yay, motherfucker, yay,
New Jersey, and other high-cost states.
Hey, bitch, you know who ended the SALT fucking deduction? Traitor Trump. Look at these assholes behind him. In his tax scam, he did away with that's how they have to get the money from somewhere. If you're going to rob the poor and give to the rich, rob working people and give to people who sit on their fat asses at the golf course. They can't even get up out of their fucking golf cart. because they look like shit and they have shitty diets, right? I mean, that's if you are padding if you're giving people money, more money than they'll ever spend in a million lifetimes, giving them more than, a free ride off our backs, like the parasites that they are. It's got to come from somewhere because, no matter what, I know that Republicans hate government like crooks hate cops, but there has to be infrastructure. This is what I can't take these Republicans, I wish they would simply go to the woods. Go into the woods with your con man and your stupid libertarian ideas. You're talking about freedom. You're not. You know nothing of freedom. You know oppression. This democracy thingy is too. It's just too free for you. That's the problem. They hate freedom. Freedom to them is making others do exactly what they think they should do. Freedom to a Republican means that they get to control you without apology. And you have nothing, you can do nothing about it. That's freedom to them. To make you pray to their sky spook, and make you listen to their propaganda. I don't know. I've been telling you that, on this fucking Twitter account that I have, I don't follow Republican senatorial campaign. It happens all the time. Like all these Republican accounts. In fact, last night, Donald Trump Jr. and Donald Trump tweeted something, and it popped up. My phone was my phone was locked and it comes up on my phone as a notification. I don't fucking follow these people. They're so offended about things being shoved down their throats, but there they are, shoving their lies, their whining and complaining and their hatred of this country down our throats. I mean, and I'm not trying to be hyperbolic about just, they hate this country. They do hate this country. That's it. Because how do you love this country? You hate everybody in it. How do you claim to love this country when you're running two people who are effectively behaving like domestic terrorists, like J.D. Vance, who just simply lie and target vulnerable populations without any care or concern about who they harm, what they're doing to this country. What they do, they're all they have is division and hate. So, you could be stupid enough to fall for it. Not you guys. I'm talking to the Trumpanzees. You gotta be stupid to fall for because this is the oldest trick in the book. But they continue to fall for it. And that's why I'm so sick of them. But that's because it's in their hearts anyway. They have to be racist. That's it. They're racist. They're so put upon. Everybody is picking on them, and he's letting their freak flags fly. I mean, they're really outright Nazis at this point. It's always been the case, and every Republican chest beats the heart of fascism. But they're outright letting the fascist flags fly. They're freak flags flying. But that's how stupid they are. When he's in Long Island saying, and I will restore the salt tax that he destroyed, that he did away with. And they're all cheering him like the idiots they are, the morons that they are. I mean, really, you have to be a fucking dumbass to not know this grifter, to just let him get away with treating you so disgracefully. Would you have somebody in your life treat you like this? Lie and cheat and steal and whine. I mean, what a boring bitch he is. Constantly whining. What a victim. Everybody's picking on him. He knows he's so right all the time. No, we're going to have a Friday show. This is just a weekday show. For, please become a patron and all that shit. I don't know how long the show's going to be. We'll see. We always say that, and then it ends up being like 4 hours long. But, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how stupid you have to be to cheer. That's the problem, really. It's not Traitor Trump. I mean, he is what he is. He is the parasite that he is. But why are you cheering?
SALT deduction, saving thousands of dollars for residents of New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and other high-cost
Look at these assholes. Look at these assholes. And you know why they did it? Because the SALT deduction generally, for the most part, went to was benefited. The people in blue states benefited from this SALT tax deduction. And because, you're not writing off the property taxes in your fucking meth lab in Tennessee. You have a nice little house in Long Island. So they did it specifically, and this is how he is. This is what he is, targeting other parts of the country that didn't vote for him. But there he is in Long Island, telling these idiots, "Oh, I'm going to give you back what I took away." And they're all cheering as if he's got, as if this is real, as if he's got a fucking clue and is a serious person. He's not a serious person. He's a clown. He's a con man, a grifter. And it will never stop. This entire enterprise that he's engaged in the destruction of America, is a grift in itself. He got the best grift. He tried all the other grifts. The fake university, the multi-level marketing, vitamin scam, the water, the game, the casinos that he bankrupted, the Trump. Did I say the game? Everything. The books, the thing, everything that other people did better. That's the thing about him, too. He's not very original. He's not clever. Of course he's not. Who bankrupts a casino? For real. He went to Wharton, he likes to tell us, too, right? He went to Wharton, but he bankrupted a casino. You got to be a real special kind of loser, to bankrupt a casino. But speaking of special kinds of losers, I don't know. Anybody have a clue about these fucking moron Trumpanzees? Right? What the fuck? It's part of my French, but how much do you have to hate yourself to cheer when somebody says, "I picked your pocket, but I'm going to give you back your wallet now"? Oh, thank you. Hey, you want more of my money? Yes, and Ed on the chat says he's meeting with Zelensky tomorrow. And I'm like, fuck you. Why is Zelensky meeting with him? Because he's hedging his bets. He's hoping that Traitor Trump doesn't become president like the rest of humanity. But he's hedging his bets, I guess. But he, as if he has a clue about politics in general, about Ukraine or Russia or anything. He is a fucking surrender monkey. Remember these filthy Republicans talking about surrender monkeys and we're cutting and running? That's Republicans for you. Coward. But this is a guy who knows nothing about why we even have a United Nations. He was given by his generals and his cabinet, all the ones who are now endorsing Harris. who say he's unfit. The ones who are not the real maggots, the losers that he has surrounding him now, the ones who saw him in action, that saw he's a dumbass. His chief of staff. I mean, his what's that? Yeah, I think it was the chief. Who was Rex Tillerson? Now that I'm the Secretary of State, calling him a dumbass after they were discussing the history of Western civilization for the last 100 years, talking about Hitler. See, he knows a very cartoonish version of history where he's a real graduate of meme university, like the rest of these maggots. They don't know complexity or anything really. They see a meme and they think they're, they wrote a dissertation on geopolitical whatever, and the way that Traitor Trump talks about Ukraine is absolutely disgraceful too, saying that that Zelensky's the greatest salesman because every time he comes to America, he leaves with billions of dollars, billions and billions and billions. And these losers who go to see him at his Nuremberg rallies, they all boo. They boo Zelensky and cheer Putin. But this is a long-standing Republican trait. They're disgraceful. Back when Obama was president, they asked Republicans at the time who they thought was a better president, Putin or Obama. And of course they all said, the majority, not all, but the majority of these filthy traitors said Putin. Because they're cartoonish, they're immature. And like I always say, it takes a level of maturity to function in a free democratic society, especially one that's a nation of immigrants, a complex nation where you have to compromise, And the Republican, I think about the 20th century, which was known as the American century, right? Where we built the greatest middle class thanks to government policy. The New Deal created the middle class from the ground up. And when the troops came home from World War II, the Republicans thought, great, cheap labor. But the Democrats passed the GI Bill and educated an entire generation, which in turn, every dollar spent in the GI Bill, I think it was returned $6 in tax revenue. That's what you do when you invest in your people. And we had so much left over, we even went to the moon, And what all of that would not have happened if not for forward-thinking, progressive thinking Americans who were trying to promote the general welfare over the welfare of a bunch of goddamn parasites who sit at the top and they don't give a shit about anybody else but themselves. And that's who Traitor Trump has surrounding him. He's the biggest parasite, like Jabba the Hutt, but the rest of them, like Elon Musk, this is who he's going to put in his cabinet. He wants to put Elon Musk as some kind of secretary of fucking, of fucking shit up? Secretary of owning the libs? Is that it? And that in itself, as we talk about on the show, I wish, sometimes, I don't know if you've noticed this, that the corporate media pundits, we say things on this show and eventually it gets into the mainstream, but we are definitely ahead of the game here. We always have been. I'm not just talking about me. I'm talking about Robin Kincaid, Mike Malloy. Sooner or later they catch up, the corporate media. But I just hope that somebody who is, a producer or whatever on one of these shows listens to this show and can pass it on. That when because they always talk about how Republicans they're motivated by owning the libs. Well, that in itself, that should be pointed out, that if that's your motivation, you're not a patriot. You're motivated by upsetting your fellow Americans. That's how you get off. That's what you want to do with your time. Make your fellow citizen trigger them. And that's all they do. We've seen it. You know, their merchandise with Traitor Trump with his 2 middle fingers up. They think this is normal behavior. But that's why we got to point it out. They're traitors. They're not fit. And if you're an undecided voter, you're going to pick, I mean, some people will pick that. They will choose that because they're just as ugly as the con man on the inside, you know, in and out. They find comfort in a con man who lets them be a stupid, you know, he's not challenging them to be a better person. So, and that being a better person, you know, making the mistakes, owning your mistakes, whatever, learning, living and learning, educating yourself, being aware, informed, learning about others, being, you know, just expanding your entire worldview, your horizons, all of that stuff takes a level of maturity. And being able to live with others who aren't like you, or, you know, and not be upset by that is, you know, something that these Republicans, they don't possess that ability. And that's why Republicans, Traitor Trump and all that you will never hear a Republican challenge their constituents or the people who vote for them, whatever, the people who support them, to be good people, to be decent people to others. They challenge them to be domestic terrorists. That's all they do. They give them permission to be stupid and ignorant and horrible. You know what I mean? It's because they don't, it's like the whole thing about DEI. Learning, they don't want anybody to be upset. They don't, I mean, they're such fucking snowflakes. Learning about history and reality, rectifying or you know, having that truth and reconciliation conversation, owning our actual history. That's too triggering to them. They want to live in the cartoonish world that was constructed out of like a child's, just a children's history book. It's not real. It's so, but they're so, I mean, and that's why they're not fit for leadership, because they're not meeting any moment. The moment has already left them behind. Meet the moment. If we had conservative leadership in the 20th century, we wouldn't have done any of those things. We wouldn't have gone to the moon. We wouldn't have saved or, you know, participated in liberating Europe from fascism. What do you think Traitor Trump is doing when he talks about that handing Ukraine over to Putin? You know, they literally think, I told you I have a friend who listens to right-wing radio, and, you know, propaganda works. He's ignorant. And he said something about how Zelensky, you know, they have it exactly backwards. How, isn't it funny, Zelensky invading Russia? No, it's the other way around, booby. You know, this is how confused they have it. And I find it funny how Traitor Trump goes on about how Zelensky's the greatest salesman, and every time he comes here, he gets $1 billion or billions of dollars. But they never say anything about Israel, though, right? They say nothing about Netanyahu. It's the same situation, except Netanyahu has no respect. He doesn't have the decency to say thank you. He demands. I don't know if you noticed that. He demands, he tweets about how slow the money's coming and how it's not enough and whatnot. But Zelensky is coming here and he kisses the ass of the fucking orange con man. Right? And he's fighting for democracy. What is Netanyahu doing except trying to stay out of jail himself? He's in the same situation as Traitor Trump. He'll be, if he doesn't have his office protecting him from accountability, he'd be in jail. Oh, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. I just can't take it. I just can't take them. I can't take the Trump supporter. That's why I was glad. We talked about this on the last show, how Howard Stern came out and said how the truth, of course, what we've been saying forever, that Trump supporters are stupid. Normal people have no respect for them. That's why it's so sickening to constantly have to check in with them. But how are you thinking? What can she do? What could Harris do to win your vote? I don't know. I need to see more. What do you need to see more of? You know? You need to see more urine in the halls of the Capitol? More broken glass? More cops dead, beaten with their own shields? You need to see more bomb threats or kids being shot in schools. That's what you need to see more of, right? The economy. They say, oh, I thought the economy was better when Traitor Trump was in office. Another canard it's just not true. It's absolutely not true. Traitor Trump has the worst jobs record since Herbert Hoover. On top of it, he left office with over 1 million Americans in their cold, early graves. He botched the pandemic purposefully because he's a traitor and a coward. He likes to boast about Operation Warp Speed, but he, as soon as we talked about this in the last show, as soon as his minions booed him when he said, get the vaccine, he never talked about it again. Then he started hawking ivermectin, and he's still doing it. He's still trying to sell ivermectin to these assholes. It's incredible. Like every other grift. I don't know how they don't see it, but I guess, it takes all types. But some people are unfit. They're unfit to hold leadership positions in a modern nation. And I'm sorry, you know what? We got to get to the point. If we want this country to go on the right track, first of all, money in politics is the root of all this evil. That's for sure. But in order to get back, or at least pointing in the right direction, these Trump supporters and the undecideds, they need to be shamed. There's something to be said for public shaming. That's why humans feel shame. They should be ashamed, So you don't say, oh, you voted for Trump. Oh, yeah, what do you think? What could Harris do to win your vote now? The fact is, some of them will never vote for her. And they're looking for an excuse to seem like they are thoughtful in their decisions. They're not. If they were thoughtful, they wouldn't, frankly, they should just stay the fuck home, and not embarrass themselves further. Because it is really true. I'm telling you, it's coming. It's coming that one day, those who supported Trump will speak of it in shamed whispers. It's the truth. And it's not in the way, way distant future either. It's coming. So, I was thinking about how, this con man, I'm glad he wasn't assassinated. He wasn't even, they're saying the attempted assassination of this guy who, he wasn't anywhere near Traitor Trump. They protected him. The only shots fired were from the Secret Service, and he was like however many holes away from the asshole, right? So there wasn't an assassination attempt. He didn't even get close. Someone had a thought, whatever. So they arrested his fucking ass. I'm glad. Because I wanted to see Harris and the rest of the normal people of this country in November smash these traitors into history's trash bin. And you know what? They're not going down easy. You realize that. I know you know. What they're doing all over the country, that's the other thing. If they had any decency and integrity, they would not be trying to steal the election in Georgia and other places to pass laws. You know, these are the same fucking whiners who say that it's illegal in the pandemic. Joe Biden was elected illegally because we did mail-in voting in the pandemic. We're in the fucking midst of a worldwide pandemic. But they can pass laws that are other Georgian and other people who are legal scholars say is just absolutely illegal, that they shouldn't even be touching. Hand counting every ballot in Georgia, and we know that because we have math, we have history, we have reality, that hand counting ballots does not make it more accurate. All it does is slow it down. But that's what they want. And that in itself, if these Trumpanzee traitors had any decency and integrity, they would look at themselves in the mirror and say, what the fuck am I doing? What am I doing? Why am I participating in this coup? This is unconscionable. You know, because they don't like America. I'm sorry, that's it. They want to replace the constitutionally limited democratic republic with their authoritarian hellscape, where the rich are at the top. You see, it's a theocracy, that hellscape. Women know their place. Gays are in the closet. There are no trans people, of course. There's no freedom to be yourself. No freedom to live an authentic life. Try living, go live in, Iran or wherever. That's what they want. Or where all these terrorists that the Republicans pretend to be against, they're the same. They're just a different side of the same coin. I saw with these pagers blowing up, and I saw a picture from the funeral. Where were these Hezbollah fuckers? What the fuck? What was that? And they were carrying a casket with the flag of Hezbollah, which has a fucking AR-15 on it. That's what Republicans are. I mean, the Republicans wear fucking AR-15 pins. Okay, they worship AR-15s. They masturbate to AR-15s. They take pictures with them on their Christmas cards, and have it with their children holding AR-15s. What's the difference between them? Nothing. And they're carrying this coffin with the AR-15 flag draped over it, and there's not a woman in the whole picture. You know why? Because women know their place in these societies. That's what Republicans want. That's what they're trying to do here. Bring it back to the States. That's what I cannot take. That's the other thing, okay, with the corporate media. When Traitor Trump says he wants everything back to the States, once again, he betrays what an ignoramus he is. The reason he wants everything to the States, I mean, it's just an easy, pat answer, like his jumbled word salad about childcare. Childcare is childcare. He doesn't know shit about childcare or how to... Or policies, or what's your policy? on a tariff. That's his policy. He says tariffs, everything's a tariff, and back to the states, because it makes him seem like he knows what he's doing. And it's also an excuse where he doesn't have to do anything. Go back to the states. Look to your own defenses. England or Britain, Britannia. We're out of here. That's him. I need to squat in the White House. I'll visit my tacky golf courses on the taxpayer dime, like he did. I mean, this is him. This is what he's fucking doing. What he did in the first time, and they don't even care that it's. I mean, how much did we have to listen to these monsters, these Republicans and their con man standard bearer complain whenever Barack Obama went out and played golf at the public golf course in Washington, D.C.? No, right? This is what we have to endure in this country, JD. The constant fucking faux rage. But it only goes one direction. There's no standard. It's just different rules. It's okay if you're a Republican. Traitor Trump spent more money going golfing in his first year, squatting in the White House despite receiving fewer votes than Obama did in his entire presidency. But nothing from the right wing. See, I might be able to endure them if they weren't so transparent in their faux rage, right? Well, let's see. Here, I don't know if you saw. I was going to talk about Eric Adams a little bit, but I don't know. We'll talk about him for a second, but He's pulling a Trump, of course. Eric Adams, the mayor of New York. I never liked him. I don't know, if you live in New York, he's like Trump. He really is. He's like a disco prowler. He goes out late at night. He's always been very shady. To me, I don't like him because he gives Democrats a bad name. And it's not, out of the realm of possibilities to have a Republican mayor, say, in this city, and nobody wants that. And he's like pay to play, so arrogant. He would go out. You just Google Eric Adams nightlife, and that's what he would do every night. He would be out all night at the after-hour clubs, and there was one club that he would frequent that there was a cover charge. You had to be a member. You had to pay like $35,000 or something to be a member. And the press was asking him, where are you getting this? Who paid your membership fees? And he's like, I'm not, he never answered, of course. And then he says, I'm just there meeting my constituents. Like the bus boys and the dishwashers. Looking like Diamond Jim Brady. Really, really sleazy. And he really needs to fucking go. He needs to go. And I hope he does. Let me see. Let me look. I'm picturing him in my mind. I saw this picture of him in this like shiny outfit, like a night, he's going out to the nightclub, And he tried to give his brother a job, and everything is just, it's like, that's money in politics for you. One hand washes the other. And the press would ask him why he would not show up to work. That's the other thing. Because he was fucking out all night, drinking and carousing. This is what we deserve? But this is the result of money in politics. And you take money out of politics, and these grifters will hit the bricks quick enough. They'll find another grift. Right? Traitor Trump, we wouldn't have to endure Traitor Trump at all if not for money and politics. Here, let me see if I could show you my screen. Hey, where is my screen? Eric Adams nightlife. There he is. Hey, oh ho, woo. I like the nightlife. I like to boogie in the disco. There he is, Eric Adams, hitting the town every night. Incredible. That's what he did. Just go out, drinking, around. Look at it, taking pictures with celebrities. It's fucking disgraceful. Where's this? They praise the party mayor. Mayor Adams. This was in 2022. 2 nights out in one day. There he is, hanging out with Real Housewives of New Jersey, and it's just beyond. You can't even like make this shit up here. Who's this? Let's see, who's this now? Vows to resurrect the city's nightlife. Oh God. There he is. He's club hopping at Casa Saprini in Brooklyn, Sugar Hill. There he is with, I don't know who these people are. Are they Real Housewife people? Reality TV star Jonathan Cheban or Chaban. Who the hell knows? Because I have fucking things to do. I don't watch that shit. Unreal, right? There he is, page 6. Look at him with the fucking drink with the goddamn. Is like an umbrella in that one? It's like a joke. These people are. Oh, look at that! Yeah. Nightlife is in good hands with Mayor Adams. It says. Oh, you can't see what I'm looking at. Why? Oh, my God. I'm looking at... Oh, fucking Ecamm. Goddamn Ecamm. I thought it was changing the pages with me. See, there he is. His little drink. It's an embarrassment to everything. You know, people live, some people died for this country. And then you get people like Mayor Adams. And he vows to fight. Oh, there's another. This is good. I'll show you this. The club promoter. Halloween costume. Oh, nice. Includes nothing helpful. Yeah, that's him. That's really him. He's in there to schmooze and feather his own nest. But he's pulling the same bullshit that Traitor Trump... That's the problem with this timeline that we're in. That Traitor Trump has so poisoned everything with his filth that this is normal. You know, no one resigns anymore. There's no integrity. There's no decency. They all pretend it's a witch hunt. They're coming after me, so they don't. I'm standing in the way. Yeah, okay. If you use campaign finance laws, if you create fraudulent documents to cover up the payment to a porn star that you underwhelmed while your wife was home recovering from childbirth, yeah, they'll come after you too, and then lie about it, right? On your tax returns, they'll come after you too. If you have classified documents in your shitter, oh yeah, guess what? You'd already be in jail. If you lied about the election and like these fake electors and whatnot, guess what? They would come after you. You'd already be in jail, like some of them are. They've cut deals, pled guilty. But different rules. But Eric Adams is saying the same thing. Oh, I knew when I let me see if I have it, that, they're coming after me, so because I'm working so hard for you. That's what he says.
My fellow New Yorkers, it is now my belief that the federal government intends to charge me with crimes.
Bum, 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 bum.
If so, these charges will be entirely false, based on lies.
Bullshit.
But they would not be surprising. I always knew that if I stood my ground for all of you,
stood my ground,
and a target I became.
What fucking target? How'd you stand your ground?
Rumors have been aimed at me.
Leaks and rumors. What does that sound like?
And paint me as guilty. Just this past week, they searched the home of our new police commissioner.
Yeah, because he's in with you.
20 years ago. Just
what?
1 week after he joined my administration.
Well, he's pay to play, right?
I will fight these injustices with every ounce of my strength.
Don't make it worse. Don't make it worse. It's just the way it is. No one has any integrity anymore, because that's what Republicans have done to this country. It's the truth that they have so devalued the government. It's too quiet. Yeah, I'm sorry. The clip was very quiet. Oh, yikes. Well, we won't play it anymore. But they have so devalued the government that patriots, actual patriots, fought, bled, and died to create and entrust to us, that this is what we get. No standards. See, if you have standards, you don't treat your job like that. You don't treat it like your own personal piggy bank. You don't, there should be some accountability. But the other thing I thought, though, the fucking corrupt and illegitimate Supreme Court, didn't they make gratuities legal? Right? As long as you're given the gratuity after the fact, after the bribe. If you give somebody a bribe after you get the goodie you want, the Supreme Court said that's all well and good. That's legal. I don't get how there's more standards for the mayor of New York than the Supreme Court. Because I don't know if Adams even comes close to Uncle Clarence Thomas and his bitch traitor wife and Alito and all of them. They've all taken bribes, but Uncle Clarence Thomas is off the chart. I think there's collectively is over $2 million in bribes. I think that's a conservative estimate too. His mother's house, letting his mother live there rent-free. An RV, $500,000 RV, $500,000 trip around the world. Who takes a fucking $500,000 vacation? Except Uncle Clarence. The high-tech lynching. Fuck him. I swear to God. But this is what you do when you hate your country and you think you have no respect for your country. That's how you behave. You don't show standards. You don't have the respect to do your job. Just do your fucking job without... And he can't do that, Uncle Clarence. Do his job without complaining. He's always complaining. We have the clips of him complaining, it's not worth the money they pay you. Well, fucking go away. Open your own law firm, Uncle Clarence. Sure, you'll make money, except don't try to represent Trump because he doesn't pay his bills. He's a grifter. They're all. Well, let's get to the latest grift. I don't know if you saw this. The grifts that never stop. And speaking of denigrating and devaluing this country, Traitor Trump is now selling watches.
Special. I think you're going to love it. My new Trump watches. We're doing quite a number with watches, and
we're doing quite a number, yeah, on you. And I want to point out at the bottom here, in the fine print, it says, watch images are for illustrative purposes only and may not be an exact representation of the final product. Trump watches are intended to be collectible items for individual enjoyment, sort of like Black Africa, I guess, and are available at gettrumpwatches.com while supplies last. He's selling them for some of them for $100,000. You know they're shit, okay? You know they're pieces of shit.
Important. The Trump Victory Tourbillon. This isn't just any watch. It's one of the best watches made. It's a tourbillon watch with almost 200 grams of gold and more than 100 real diamonds. That's a lot of diamonds. I love gold. I love diamonds. We all do.
I love them. Don't we love them? That's the only reason to get out of bed in the morning. Diamonds. It makes you worthwhile. You put a diamond on, then you're somebody. If you don't have a diamond, then, fuck off. Go die. Go eat cat food. Go die. Don't worry. I'll give you salt tax back. Your salt deduction. Oh, jerk offs.
47 of these extraordinary watches will ever exist in the world. And owning one puts you in a
But there's only one of you. When will that stop existing in the world? I mean, legally and peacefully. Really. I don't want him harmed. I want him shoved into history's trash bin in the election. That's what has to happen. Otherwise, I mean, they're not going quietly in any case, but they have to be massacred, so to speak, legally and peacefully in the election. It has to be a rout. It has to be Hannibal at Kenai. It has to be a decimation. And worse, it has to be an annihilation.
Exclusive club. I have watch number 1, and I'm going to keep it.
Why don't you shove it up your ass? I got to keep it. You can't take it with you. Oh, but, you'll be going there. Oh, God. I can't. Legally and peacefully.
And that's the way I want to have it. Each watch is numbered and extremely rare.
I need
true collector's item. And it includes a personal letter signed by me.
Yeah, sure it does. Sure it does.
Get your Trump watch right now. Go to gettrumpwatches.
Look what a piece of shit it looks like, too, on his arm. It looks very tacky and fake. Get your Trump watch.
Now, go to gettrumpwatches.com. It's Trump time.
Oh, how clever. You get it? See, that's how unclever he is. That would be the first thing that would be thrown out if you had a brainstorming meeting about what we're going to do to sell these watches. How about it's Trump time? Nah, that's the first thought. You just throw that away. Put that on the back. No bad ideas in the brainstorm, but that's a very obvious one. Because they have no creativity. That's why they hate liberals. They hate people who are decent and creative and talented, and they so want to be accepted. It's like sour grapes. Right, exactly. Ed on the chat. Isn't it jail time? Oh, I'm sorry, did you see that Jimmy Kimmel clip? He's very triggered. Traitor Trump is very triggered he's still triggered about, isn't it past your jail time? And he goes to these Nuremberg rallies and talks about he just rambles on about all the grievances he has. I heard this, but the reason I'm stopping for a second, because I heard this. I had a memory. My memory was jarred. I meant to look this up. That Trump rally. There was somebody reported. I don't know where I heard it, that people leaving after 15 minutes and they asked them, why are you leaving after 15 minutes? And they said, well, we got paid to be here and we have to stay 15 minutes and then we can get paid. So I don't know. And I said, I need to look that up, see if that's true. Paid to be there, people leaving. Just looking it up to see what we can find. Did you hear it? Did anybody else hear that? Yes, here we go. Let me see. Well, it's just a bunch of, it says critics saying people leaving Trump. It doesn't say anything about people leaving 15 minutes early. Let me see. What about people leaving 15 minutes early and saying they have to stay? I'm just asking the AI. For 15 minutes. Boudica has the zoomies, I guess. And then they can get paid. And then they can get paid. Let's see. No, I don't see it. All right, whatever. I'll have to look it up. What I wanted to do is... Oh, really? Yeah. I'm reading the chat. Thomas, I heard Russian trolls were calling in bomb threats in Springfield, Ohio. Yes, it's true. Yes. Well, ugh. All right, let me... Trump watches. Here we go. Let's look at TrumpWatches.com. Oh, Jesus Christ, I can't... Look at my screen. Look at all these fucking... Look at my goddamn desktop. It's nuts. That's what I do when I'm reading something. I'll be like bing bing bing, like I'll pull it out over there. I'm always working on the show. So become a patron at patreon.com/Tara Devlin. This is so disgusting. The fight. Fuck you. You know? The fight. You know, the best thing that ever happened to him. He loves that some asshole shot at him. Imagine being the family of the fucking idiots that were there and got shot and killed, or wounded. All I can say is I hope they get a taste. I mean, I don't want to be mean, but the idiots that got shot and killed, not killed, the shot and wounded at the Trump-Anzi Nuremberg rally when a Trump supporter armed with an assault weapon that Republican policies made possible shot at Trump. And they say he hurt his ear, even though there's absolutely no evidence of that, except that he had some blood on his ear. There's no scar, there's no scratch, there's no evidence that he was hit with a bullet in the ear, because if he was, he would actually be, he'd have no ear. Okay? So, but the fact that he is selling merchandise with that's not something that somebody does if they're actually traumatized by an experience. But we all have to pretend that this is the most important, or one of the most important issues. That's why we have to spend more money protecting this con man. You know, that's what I said. You know, you got to think about really. You know, I know he was the so-called president despite receiving fewer votes, but come on. What kind of a society allows a con man, a grifter, an obvious, a traitor, a convicted felon, a convicted rapist, that we're spending our taxpayer dollars, you and me and everybody, to protect him while he plays putt-putt on his tacky golf course. There's some things that are screwed up in this world. And that's definitely one of them. You know, the Republicans are always complaining about America first. Can't spend money here, can't spend money there. Why don't he just stay the fuck home? Right? Stay inside, Traitor Trump. We gotta spend more money? It's bad enough the asshole rolls around in a motorcade like he's the president. He's not the president. That he rolls up like he thinks he's the president. I know, and the filthy, disgusting Republican Party calls him the president. They never stop. Oh, Mr. President, President. And they're already calling him the president and J.D. Vance the vice president. They're not the president or vice president. God help us if they ever get to be that. But, you know, if he had any decency, he'd stay home, stay inside. And the Secret Service, the whole thing, they're all talking about how he popped his head out. Oh, let me get my shoes. If you're really in danger, do you just say, let me get my shoes? And then you pop your head up and go, fight, fight, fight. Your head over the crowd. Well, somebody is fucking targeting you, just almost shot you in the head, supposedly. So you jump up and say, fight, fight, fight? Put your head in the line of fire? Are you kidding me? And the Secret Service, let me get my shoes. What is this mass hysteria about this goddamn grifter? Because you have to wonder, either I don't know, you know, if he's not rattled by just being shot, why? And then he wants to stick his head up? He never, first of all, come on. On the corporate media, they were saying, there was talking about this more, you know, this bill that passed giving more protection to the con man. And they were saying, he said Trump, but, you know, Traitor Trump was shot at a rally, whatever, and where he hurt his ear or something. That was in the, no, he didn't. Prove it. Come on. I mean, come on. We have zero evidence he was shot in the ear. He maybe had blood on it. That could have been anybody's blood. Could have been the poor sucker that died behind him. That he has no... Do you think he ever thinks about that guy? That poor dumbass? You live your whole life and you lose it because you're stupid enough to go to a Traitor Trump Nuremberg rally. Well, also, you're stupid enough to support Republicans who flood the streets of the country with assault weapons. Anybody can get an assault weapon quicker or easier than getting a beer. I mean, it's like the mass hysteria. He hurt his ear. Could you imagine? Come on. If something like this had happened to any Democrat and the Democrat released not you didn't get the medical, it would be a goddamn 24/7 on every corporate media news outlet saying, what about the medical report? What about the medical report? Wait, let's see the medical report. And if Biden or anyone would give a paragraph saying, describing the injury, a paragraph from a senator who just so happens to be a so-called doctor, even though his license expired. That's the medical report. That would qualify, that suffices for a medical report if you're a Republican. He didn't get shot in the ear. So stop telling us he did. We have fucking eyes, okay? He didn't get scratched. He didn't get shot. That's it. If he had blood on his ear, it was somebody else's. Because there's no scratch. There's no scar. If you're shot in the ear with an AR-15 bullet, you don't have an ear. I mean, I'm just tired of the gaslighting. I'm tired of the double standard, the different rules. Because you know that no Democrat would ever be able to get away with anything like that. If they demand, they want to see President Biden's medical reports, tax return, everything, right? We still haven't seen Traitor Trump's tax returns, except for the discovery that was released during the lawsuit that his niece released the tax returns because the lawsuit that was happening because Traitor Trump was trying to grift her out of her inheritance. That's what a piece of shit he is. His own niece, his own brother's daughter and son. And the son with a child with special needs that Traitor Trump said it would be better if he died. I know it would be better if... I'll keep silent. Look at this piece of shit here. Oh, look at that watch. What a watch. What a piece of dirt. The fact that he uses the presidency as nothing but a goddamn grift is such a disgrace. And it's absolutely intolerable. To me, to normal people, to decent people, to anybody with a shred of integrity or honor or hope that we have this thing of ours, this republic can last past the next election cycle. In spite of this filthy goddamn parasite gnawing away at every goddamn thing that's good about this country. Poisoning. I mean, now that he just trashes America constantly. He's never served this country. He's only taken. And his supporters should be ashamed. And they should be treated like people who should be ashamed. Pitied, in the very least. You should say, I'm sorry, you're that much of a sucker. I'm sorry you're that filled with hate. Do yourself a favor and turn off Fox News. Studies show people who watch Fox News are less informed than people who watch no news at all. So, good luck with that. Good luck confirming your biases, because that's all that disgrace, that excuse for a media outlet. That's all it does. You know, it's like Elon Musk. This is like I was saying. Tom Hartman wrote an article about how the liberals should take over, media, do their own Fox News, take over radio stations, get the word out there. And that is the truth. He's 100% correct. Because everything starts with the conversation, the story. That's why Republicans did what they did, because they have nothing to boast about. Democrats think that they could make their case. The Democrats have to show their policy papers, their white papers, their plans, their ideas. What do Republicans do? oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be the best. It's going to be like nobody's ever seen. But because now it's horrible. It sucks. Crime and everything. And when everything that they talk about is the exact opposite. Crime is down. The economy is up. Unemployment is down. Manufacturing's up. All they have are lies. And in fact, here, let me show you. I have this video of they don't, it doesn't matter, you know, they just lie. They're supposed to be they're such holy rollers too. I'm not sure, did you see this? JD Vance, he went to a supermarket to tell everybody how much everything sucks.
Right here, right? Oh, right here, sir. Yep. Okay. Right here?
Okay. Oh, there he is trying. Okay. It's so awkward.
All right, guys. Down here.
It's just, he's so awkward whenever he has to interact with humans. Uh-oh. Non-useful says a Josh Hawley political ad just came through. Where? Post the link. Well, we can play it. I'm sorry, Kathy. Kathy on the chat says, really sad 2 peeps I worked with think that way. I'm just laughing at what Jim said. Someone get these brown kids out of the shot. Can you shut the hell up about Pikachu already? These are his kids. So JD Vance, so for people who are listening audio only, JD Vance is pretending to be human. Yeah, look it up. I'll look it up. The Josh Hawley. Let me see. I'm sure I can find it. Josh Hawley ad. I don't know if I can handle it. Maybe we might have to save that for tomorrow. Let me see. So he goes to a supermarket to remind everyone how everything sucks in America. And so there you go. Here we go.
Nice to meet y'all. Hey guys, how you doing?
Nice to meet you.
What's up, man?
What's up, man? Don't you feel the connection?
Okay. All right. God bless you, Raymond. Thank you. So,
God bless you.
This way? Okay.
He likes to throw that out there. God bless you. God bless you. Because he's such a Christian. You see, that's why he can lie right to everyone's faces.
All right, guys.
While he tries to, he calls Traitor Trump America's Hitler, but now he's his running mate. Okay, great. He's seen the plans, too. He knows Trump. He knows what a piece of shit he is. He knows what a con man he is. You know what goes on behind the scenes, right? He knows he didn't get shot in the ear. He knows that stupid Kotex he was wearing was for show, so they could see it in the cheap seats. The idiots. Stupid enough to believe him.
Clear out this area.
Clear out.
Yeah.
Some very important person is going to lie about these eggs.
God bless you, man.
God bless you. Fuck you. How's that? God bless you. God bless you, everyone. I mean, fine. You want to believe in God? Go right. I'm just sick of the faux Christianity while they lie to everyone's faces. This is the guy that's terrorizing his constituents, lying about a vulnerable population that's doing nothing but trying to build a life in this country, like every other immigrant group that ever came here in the back of a catastrophe, like the Irish, like the Italians, well, like every other group. It was treated like shit. But Traitor Trump, and they weren't treated like shit, but I'm sure they were. They had some pretty racist fucking presidents, but you would expect more in the 21st century. Especially a senator talking about his own constituents, causing his own communities that he pretends to represent to have to lock down, kids to have to stay home, remote learning that they're so upset about all the time because of bomb threats that JD Vance and Traitor Trump inspire, and continue to lie about. See, they never kick up, though. They never kick up because they're cowards. They always kick down on the vulnerable and the politically unconnected and the powerless. They never, kiss up. I mean, kick up. They only kiss up. Right? It's just like the typical coward. God bless you. God bless you. Fuck you. You hypocrite. You are the hypocrite that Jesus warned us about. Go pray in your closet. Why are you lying about a community that you pretend to represent? And then he goes on TV and says, if I have to make up a story to make you media, the media is such a big bad boogeyman for them, telling the truth. Oh, it's so anathema to the Republican agenda, the truth. Just like in every fascist wannabe dictator.
Okay. No, you're fine. You're fine. All right, guys.
God bless you.
I'm going to talk for like 3 minutes. Can you guys act like normal?
Can you?
For 3 minutes? Crazy. All right. First of all, it is wonderful to be here at Misael and Angelica. Thank you so much for having us.
Doesn't he?
Thank you
He's
for
so
your,
awkward.
Incredible business, and thanks for being great leaders here in the community.
Thank you.
It's a great.
Thank you for using our store as a prop to lie.
Look at the prices here. Things are way too expensive.
What a
and they're way too
dumbass.
expensive because of Kamala Harris's policies.
Oh,
Look,
okay.
yes, buddy.
Really?
You want some eggs?
But not
because
because of the worldwide pandemic. That only counts when you're talking about Traitor Trump's abysmal economic record, leaving office with the worst jobs record since Herbert Hoover, even before the pandemic, a worst jobs record in modern presidencies of all modern it's true. So look that up. We've gone through the numbers. But he lies. He's just lying, you see. He's claiming that a dozen eggs are costing you $4 thanks to Kamala Harris's policies.
Eat about 14 eggs every single morning. Is that right?
Right.
Whoa. We'll be careful about this. Eggs, when Kamala Harris took office, were short of $1.50 a dozen. Now a dozen eggs will cost you around $4 thanks to
Bullshit. And funny enough, you can't really see it. Right behind him, of course, he's holding 2 dozen eggs. Right behind him, there's an ad that says eggs. You see over here? $2. Some eagle-eyed, you don't have to be that eagle-eyed to spot it. He's just lying. He picks up 2 dozen eggs. Look at this. They're $4. Yeah, a dozen eggs are $2 right there. $2. Isn't that what you said when Traitor Trump was squatting in the White House pretending to be the president despite receiving fewer votes? Eggs were around $2 a dozen. Now they're out of control. You can't. Does he know math? I thought Traitor Trump went to Wharton. Isn't this guy venture capitalist? He's a pet of a billionaire. We know that. He went to Yale. He went to Yale before he decided. Well, because he's a sociopath like the Grifter. Before he decided to terrorize the American people with his filth and his lies. And his ambition, right? Because that's what we're all being terrorized for. We're being terrorized by Traitor Trump because he's trying to stay out of jail. He's trying to escape the consequences for his life of crime. We're being terrorized by J.D. Vance because of his ambition. And nothing is off limits when it comes to J.D. Vance's ambition. He'll sell out. He'll burn his own fucking cities to the ground. Oh, yeah. He'll terrorize his own constituents. And you know what? some of them will still vote for him. Which, to me, that's unfathomable, but there you go. That's hate, I guess, right? As long as you hate the same people, hate the same things, never challenge them to be decent, to expand, and never explain to them, freedom. They always talk about freedom isn't free. Well, freedom, the freedom's not free. But freedom isn't thinking you're free to tell everybody what to fucking do. Freedom means mind your own business. You don't want to have an abortion, don't get one. God bless you. God bless you. See, you get to go into your church and do whatever, go play with a snake. I don't know. Who cares? No one's telling you not to do it. But you don't get to tell us, to tell others what they need to worship, what sky spook they need to worship. Those days we left in the system the founders overthrew. They don't seem to get that, though. It's too much freedom. Women are too free. That's especially triggering to them, especially J.D. Vance. I don't know. I can't imagine anyone who spends more time thinking about women who have babies or don't have babies, or it's like, mind your own business.
Kamala Harris took office, were short of $1.50 a dozen. Now a dozen eggs will cost you around $4 thanks to Kamala Harris's inflationary policies. Pennsylvania actually has seen some of the worst grocery price increases of the entire nation. And again, it's because she cast a deciding vote on the Inflation Explosion Act.
Oh, the Inflation Explosion Act. Aren't they funny? Even though we have all the facts, math, reality, unemployment, jobs, chips and manufacturing. Manufacturing is up in the country. The economy is strong. We just had another stock market rally on Kamala Harris's policies. Wall Street says Traitor Trump would wreck the economy. People who know what they're fucking doing, who don't hold up they think, this is the bamboozle effect, I suppose. It's like Winston in 1984. How many fingers am I holding up? And they beat you until you say, 2, when you're really holding up 4. And he's standing there with 2 dozen eggs, saying a dozen eggs are $4. No, that's 2 dozen. It's incredible. Right behind him, eggs, $2. There's another one. Crazy. But it's like the idiots in Long Island. I'm going to give you your salt. We're going to restore the salt deduction that you took away. And they're cheering him.
To be able to buy food at a reasonable price at the grocery store, and the only way to do that is to get back to common sense economic policies and fire Kamala Harris.
Sense?
This is a person who's
common sense. This is a person who's what? Bought and paid for by a billionaire? Who's a billionaire's pet? A right-wing billionaire, a real disgusting piece of shit. Who has no decency or integrity? Who sell out any shred of decency to get near the halls of power, so he can what? Continue to lie? What he could do it to his own constituents. What do you think he would do to the entire country? The bomb threats, the lockdowns, the panic he creates in his own communities. You don't think that they would do that to the entire country if it suited them? Of course it would. Of course they would. But, has he said anything about this after the fact? It's quite clear he lied. It's almost, it is comical. It's not almost comical. He's right behind him. Dummy. And nobody stopped them either. That's the problem, too. The supermarket lady didn't say, no, they're actually two. It says it right there. You're saying, what you're saying is false. He's a buffoon. This guy is a buffoon. And funny enough, apparently, they say, whoever they are, that when the more that people, it's the opposite effect, with the Republicans. The more that people get to know Tim Walz and Kamala Harris, I always say it wrong. Kamala. That's why I say Harris, because I'm so used to to these filthy Republicans. But the more they get to know the Democratic team, the more they like. Yeah, the more they like them. Yet, the more they get to know J.D. Vance, the more they hate him. So, and that's how Trump is. To know him is to hate him, as we know.
Decided over $1,000 increase in monthly expenses.
Bullshit.
Just to afford the same life you could have afforded 3.5 years ago. It costs you over $1,000 a month here in Pennsylvania.
Well, it had nothing to do with supply chain and the worldwide pandemic. I know they like to use that conveniently whenever they're excusing the failures of Traitor Trump, but I mean, this is what we have to deal with here, JD. I mean, I'm talking about JD from our friend from England. A dozen eggs will cost you around $4. Well, the price tags right behind you are clearly visible. Let's say that eggs are priced at $2. Jesus Christ. What a liar. And actually, we're not going to, I was just thinking of we have more show, but what time is it? What I was thinking of was, shit. I hate this fucking keyboard, this Mac keyboard. It shuts my screen. You know what I'm talking about? Why do you, right at the top, they have the lock screen, and I'm always hitting it. It's so annoying. But one of the things I was going to say, in fact, I think I'm going to save the Elon Musk thing for tomorrow, because we need more time on that, and it's going to be good. Right, exactly. Commander Bond on the chat. Why would you let him in your store to film? Right? Why? I would never go there if I lived there. Me neither. Marco Rubio came to my diner my parents used to go to. He came around to shake hands, and I never went there again. I would be the same. I would tell them, shame on you. Why are you letting that con man, that grifter in here to lie? But one of the things I wanted to talk about quickly, let me see, is there's a few things. Well, we'll save it for tomorrow. We'll save the Elon Musk, because that's going to take more time, and I'm a little tired and a little under the weather. But one of the other things, this Republican, well, I'm looking it up, who said that he didn't know why any woman over 50 would care about abortion. Let me see. And I thought, when I heard that, I won't play the clip because it's very hard to hear. But this guy, he's from Ohio, as well as J.D. Vance, supposedly. He said, Bernie Moreno says says abortion isn't an issue for women past 40. So the Republican nominee for U.S. Senate in Ohio says he doesn't think abortion is an issue for women who are past 50, while suggesting that many suburban women are single-issue voters on abortion, according to a video. Okay, he says, the left has a lot of single-issue voters, as if these assholes aren't single-issue voters or single-issue assholes. Doesn't matter. It's okay if you're a Republican. Sadly, Moreno says, by the way, there's a lot of suburban women that are like, listen, abortion is it. If I can't have an abortion in this country whenever I want, I will vote for anyone else. Okay, it's a little crazy. By the way, but especially for women that are like past 50, I'm thinking to myself, I don't think that's an issue for you. And then the idiots laugh. And this is a prime example of the Republican mindset, where they don't, and it's an example of their selfishness, their pathological selfishness and self-centeredness. They don't see they can never see the light unless something affects them directly, or so they think. So they can't fathom why anyone who is past 50 or whatever, or can't have a baby, why would any woman care that women are dying, that women don't have choice, that they don't have bodily autonomy, that women, that the fact that criminalizing abortion doesn't reduce the abortion rate, it just kills women. Why should women care? That's somehow beyond their ability to comprehend. Because Republicans are selfish. It's all about them. We could see it in every single one of them. Traitor Trump, of course. He's a narcissist, a pathological liar. A pathological parasite. J.D. Vance, just like we would just saying, has no integrity, has no decency. All he cares about is power. It doesn't matter. He doesn't care how much he's harming his own constituents, lying to the American people. Just sits up there. Well, Harris's policy is so filth. He knows he's telling a lie. He's an idiot. But, I mean, well, he's just an asshole. He's just a horrible person. You know what's crazy? Bernie Moreno thinking he knows better than 57% of Ohio. Who said this? Oh, Senator, somebody said that. I thought that was him for a second. That's why I was reading it that way. Oh, and Nikki Haley said, are you trying to lose the election? Asking for a friend. Shut the fuck up. Tone deaf, and then hashtag Don Lemon vibes. See, she can't criticize another Republican without saying something about someone who she perceives to be a Democrat or left wing or whatever. That's how they roll. There's no personal that's the party of personal responsibility. Don Lemon vibes. What does this have to do with what he said? What vibes are you talking about, Nikki? What vibes? What's the vibes? I miss the connection there. But I don't live in the Republican bizarro world. And I just find it, so typical. And this is not normal. That's why I simply wish they would move. Just go to the woods. Go away. Take Wyoming or wherever. I'm tired of being led illegitimately by this right-wing tyrannical minority that have no business being in power because they're not a majority party. They don't receive the most votes. They don't represent the most people. They have a minority ideology. And they're not capable of functioning in this kind of government. They don't seem to get it, that it matters. Why should I don't have children, so why should I pay taxes for schools and or the roads to the schools for Christ's sakes? Why should I care? Because you're living in a society. We're all connected. That's why. And I don't want to live in a country of ignorant morons. I would like to live in a country where, people don't vote Republican, but it's like these sovereign citizen assholes. I told you I've been watching a lot of sovereign citizen videos. They're very funny. And because they're such parasites. Really, that's all you got to say about the whole right wing. Ironically, they're always, of course, talking about makers and takers. Right? But they're the parasites. They want all the benefits of civilization, but none of the responsibilities that we have to each other. They're like children. I do it myself. They think, these sovereign citizens. It's really annoying. I should find some videos. We can play them. Like we played that lady Diane, whose daughter wasn't talking to her anymore. She was a Republican too, and it came out. You could tell in ways. But these sovereign citizens, they're so tedious. What I find they're very Republican, of course. They make big deals out of nothing. They're always attention starved. Everyone's always picking on them. They turn molehills into mountains all the time. And there's this lady, I think her name is Karina. Let me see. I'll just look up Karina's sovereign. I'll bet you I'll find her. Yeah, Carino Terzo. Oh, no. That's not her. Carino, sovereign citizen? And she's always suing somebody or whenever and the other thing, they never get licenses or they never license their car or get driver's license, so they get pulled over a lot. And then they turn everything into a giant, catastrophe where the cops have to break the window and pull them out and whatnot. And then they end up going to court and where they waste everyone's time in court. And it's just, they're such goddamn energy suckers. They're like succubuses that bring nothing to the table but this needless drama. And they think they're fighting for their freedom. But really, they're fighting for the freedom, quote unquote, to just be a taker. And not they're only, government is, the size of government is just right in the ways that affect them, they think. But they're driving our roads. They know how to, that's the other thing. They're reading, they know how to read. Who taught you how to read? Some government school, perhaps? Right? They drive our roads. They have no problem eating our inspected food. Right? I don't think they're living off the fat of the land. They didn't dig a well. They turned on the tap. Water comes out. Wow, look at this. But they don't pay taxes. They don't do, they think, I'm not driving, I'm traveling. They take, this is like Republicans, and it reminds me of really, the Republicans on the Supreme Court too. They take words and they twist it into whatever they think suits them for the minute, if it lets them get away with their bullshit. But they say, I have the right to travel. Yeah, you could travel on your fucking feet. Walk, one foot in front of the other. It doesn't mean you get to travel on our roads. You got to pay your taxes. You got to get a license. There's responsibility. You got to have insurance in case you kill somebody or hurt somebody. But they don't want to do it. It's really incredible. But that's what we're dealing with, is this kind of mindset. And these sovereign citizens, they're all Trumpanzees. That's the other thing. They think that Trump is like their hero. But, they're all right-wingers. And they're all legends in their own mind. They think they're fighting for freedom. When they're fighting for... They're just wasting everybody's time. It's incredible. But, all right. Oh, God. Yes, Sovsits. That's right. Make your own gas. That's right. The haiku. Get off our roads. Get out of our lives, right? Wouldn't it be such a better life? I find it's so funny to me how there's no reasoning with them either. Right, exactly. Non-useful in the chat. Free country equals free everything. That's what they think. That they don't have to play in the reindeer games. And they're, oh God, I wish I had saved it. I was watching this video, this dumb bitch talking to a bunch of cops. She went to get some document. Of course, because she was going to sue somebody somewhere, and she went to some government building to get some document or whatever. And she started lecturing the cops about, what agents of the corporation that is the government, and that they're not free, and all this other. And they were just like, It was good though. Anyway. It's incredible. I'm so tired of them. I'm just tired of having to share the same air with people who are beyond reason. Really, there's so many of them. Really, and I'm sick of it. I'm trying to find this video. I can't find it though. Of another. Touch base with the undecideds that they did on MSNBC. And it's pretty disgusting because, you just can't believe it. Where is it? Anyway, okay, I can't find it. All right. Where's the other one? Oh, you know what else I wanted to do? I just wanted to look at where is it? The Trump watch thing. Because you won't be surprised. Let me see. GetTrumpWatches.com. Because when you go into the website, let's see. Hold on a second. Bink. Hold on. This is a weekday show, so it gets a little loosey-goosey around here. Oh, Tara Jr. is here. All right, come on. Come on up. Hold on. Let's see. Where is there's some kind... Oh, look at this. You can log in. You can make an account. I wanted to get to have an account? No. Let's see. Terms and conditions. No thanks. They probably copied and pasted that from any other site. Okay, here we go. Are these official watches? These are the only official watches. Let me see. What is their return policy? Look at this. You surprised? No refunds. All sales are final. What's the warranty? 2 years. Is any of the money from this collection going to the Donald J. Trump campaign? No. Well, okay. Please. Will I be getting the exact watch that I see on the site? The images are for illustration purposes. Are the watches water resistant? The fight watch is water resistant. But the Turbillion watches are not. Yes, you could buy the Trump fight watches with your credit card or Bitcoin. Let's see. When will they ship? Are these watches specials? There was something else in here. Some other grift I wanted to point out. Warranty? Yeah, I just like that all sales are final, of course. Because, you know, fight, I guess. What a disgusting grifter. And then the other thing. Let's see. Trump. Have you ever gone on Truth Social? It's a real walk into dementia Don's mind. And this is another thing I had on the list. We should do this tomorrow too. Melania's book is out, and Traitor Trump is very proud of her for reaching #1 on the bestseller list on Amazon. Whereas we know who the fuck is ordering this book? These are bulk sales. This is what they do. They all boast about how they're #1 New York Times bestseller and all that, and they buy them in bulk to give them with donations or whatever, some stupid other grift. You know, if you donate $20 and get free, you know, Traitor Trump and a Melania book. Why is it? And look at this, Melania. Who is buying this book? Nobody. Is there that much interest? Of course not. So, but she was, where is it? People were laughing because she was saying that she was telling everyone what a family man her grifter husband is, and what a magical moment it was when they met. Say what they were. It was, you know, meant to be. He's a grifter and she's a trophy wife. Oh shit! There goes the fucking camera again with the black screen. So where is the other one? Yes. Oh, yeah, here it is. I had to grab this from the Washington Examiner, which is a, you know, it's a right-wing rag. So take that for what it's worth. It's not even opening now. Oh, here we go. Pardon me. Look at this. Melania Trump recalls a very special connection when she felt when meeting her husband. Sure, honey. Sure. Come on. Fucking Ecamm. Melania, that's from the Examiner, which is, you know, right wing. I'm losing my voice. Wait. Why am I losing my voice? Melania says she recalled how she accepted the former president's phone number after meeting him at a party where he grabbed her by the pussy, no doubt. He must have this is what he does. He probably pushed her against the wall and she saw dollar signs. After coming home from a modeling shoot, she decided to call him because there's such a connection between the old grifter and the nude model. You know, that's who he is. He is a conversationalist. You know, he knows so much about his favorite subject himself. All right, I'm losing my voice. I guess that's a sign to hang it up for tonight. Pardon me. It was very nice because we were two of us alone in a car for an hour an hour and a half, and there were no other people. Because at that time, he was really a known celebrity. Shut the fuck up. What she loves most about her husband, she says, guess what? You're way ahead of me. Well, excuse me. What she most loves about her husband is that, well, her husband says she really loves me. That's what Trump said, that she loves about her. You get it? He loves that she loves him. All right. Thank you guys for hanging out tonight. And thank you, Jim, for your super chat. We're getting, the super chats are getting low lately. It's okay. It is what it is. I appreciate everybody for hanging out. Sorry I'm losing my voice. It's okay. I don't know. Hopefully I'm not sick from my... Right, Buddha? I didn't want to do that in your ears. All right, my friend. So let's get together tomorrow night, 8:30-ish p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow I have a good video with Elon Musk. I think it's going to be good. Talking about his penis. Okay? It's really... I don't want to hype it too much, but don't cheat yourself. Yes, I got my booster. Yes, that's non-useful on the chat. I got the booster and the flu shot yesterday. It's very sore. Both, but all right. I don't know why I'm losing my voice. It just came on. I hope I'm not getting sick. All right, guys, listen. Thank you so much. Thank you for everything. Thanks for hanging out. Tell your friends. Invite them to the show. Hanging out on Fridays. That's our Friday get-together. Tell them to become patrons. And thank you, Charlie from APS Radio News, for all you do for the show. Keeping the show going and growing. Keeping me in... not from spiraling down into the pit of despair. You know how it is. All right, my friends. Love you all. Thank you so much. We will win. We will. Even though they're trying to cheat. Because... why? We're on the right side of history. We're on the right side of decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight. My name is Tara Devlin. And I'll see you tomorrow night.